暁か。奴ら強いか。
Agree or not? Scene showing Shikaku Nara. Who is the biological father of this Shikamaru Nara? Always awesome to watch. His role as a supporting character made his appearance in the story very rarely and can be counted on fingers. But as I said before, when given the chance to perform as a ninja, as a father to his son, Shikamaru Nara, his appearance as a character is so awesome how we are shown a father figure, which can be said to be quite relate to us. Yes, a father who always uses his reasoning in everything. That is a Shikaku, which is the Nara clan itself. It is told in the Naruto series, is a clan which has the advantage when it comes to intelligence and also strategic planning. One of the scenes I remember most from how cool this one character was is when the arc of Asuma's death. Who is a teacher at once? Who gets along with his son is Shikamaru. Yes, when Asuma died, Shikamaru tries to be strong and does not show the slightest sadness to anyone, but as a good father, Shikaku would have known that Shikamaru still has a pile of feelings, anger of sadness, and despair that he tried to keep deep. Yes, this scene can be said to be one of the iconic scenes in the Naruto anime series. The feeling really feels to the heart. This scene is just a scene of Shikaku inviting Shikamaru to play shogi. The animation is made quite different. The lighting is pretty dark and, specifically in this scene, no background music. There is only the sound of the wind blowing, and greetings and short questions spoken by Shikaku to Shikamaru related to Sogi, and also his teacher who has passed away, namely Asuma.
で、どうするんだ?
This clearly turned Shikamaru's attitude into emotional and wonder, with the attitude of his father who seemed to be deliberately want to provoke emotions from his son. To the culmination of this scene, Shikamaru slammed the Sogi board to blow out the wind that blew out the candles that were the main source of light in the room. But what is the reaction shown by Shikaku? The reaction shown by my brother after seeing his son's emotion is the highlight, which proves how cool this one character is. One quote super elegant has been created in this scene, where Shikaku said, "Just let that out. Remove all sadness, fear and anger that has been ingrained in your. Then start over everything from scratch." Yes, quotes like this can only be thrown by a father who is very, very brilliant in terms of how to educate and also parenting, of course. And after his father said that, Shikamaru was crying, and soon after, Shikaku closed the door and left Shikamaru, just like that. Really very epic once. Seen in this episode.
悲しみも恐れも憤りも何もかも腹ん中全部
Yes, let go, remove all. Then start over and bounce back. A simple message, but it really hits. Especially for me personally. Shikaku is an example of a father who knows very well how the role of a father should work. Instead of giving a spirit that seems small talk, it's like making an offer to tell a story, and so forth. Shikaku acted as if, "Come on, boy, immediately finish this all and get up. You're still young. Solve everything yourself. No need to be spoiled." Like that about. Yes, in other words, There is nothing wrong with blaming ourselves for what we did, because in truth, there is no man in this world who has never made a mistake in his life. Everyone must have made a mistake. Even the prophets made mistakes. Because prophets are not angels. I like to feel weird though, especially observing the Muslims. If in one case, for example, they made a mistake, instead of blaming yourself, they say, yes, already Qadarullah. Even though in the teachings of Islam itself, there's this thing called free will. That is free will. In other words, mistake. Neither the mistakes we make are wrong destiny nor Qadarullah. Qadarullah has nothing to do with it. Because Qadarullah, it also comes from our own business, which is regulated in a law called Sunnatullah. Is this important? Yes, can I say very, very, very important. A person who used to say Qadarullah tend to underestimate everything in everything, whatever it is. They don't even learn from their mistakes. And easily give up on goals that he wants to achieve. Whereas in the teachings of Islam itself, we are taught to strive and endeavor as much as possible, and if necessary to the death. As an example, like what a man does, second wife of the Prophet Ibrahim, who are trying hard, running back and forth from Safa Hill to Marwa Hill, and vice versa 7 times, even though he knew that on the 2 hills there is absolutely no running water to relieve the thirst of his son who keeps crying. And besides that, we are also taught, as much as possible, to prepare everything. Like what is done by Rasulullah Shallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who are seriously preparing the most cutting-edge defense, the most advanced of its time, when he faced Kondak War, where it prepares the great moats surrounding Medina city as a strategy to deal with the Quraysh who seek to attack city of Medina at that time. In other words, the advice done by Shikaku to his son, Shikamaru, very in accordance with the teachings of Islam. But, although I say that blaming yourself is not a problem, that needs to be underlined is self-blame used to be an experience, so that we can face the future and prepare for better planning, so that the mistakes in the past not happening back. And careful planning is also one that is very clear, taught by the teachings of Islam, and become one of the important teachings in the teachings of Islam. And this can be proven by the many records that are very clear in the sources of Islamic law, which is the Quran, son of Sunnah Rasulullah Shallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, either implicitly recorded, for example in history, like the story I've mentioned before, the Kondak War, and a whole lot of other similar historical, that we can conclude that Islam highly emphasizes planning and the teachings to not give up and hurry to rise from failure. God, even in one of his words in the Quran, says very clearly, Islam strongly forbids despair. Do not give up from the mercy of Allah. Never despair of God's mercy. But the infidels, here in letter Joseph verse 87. Maybe that's our discussion today about Islamic teaching contained in the Naruto anime, especially teachings and advice carried out by to show his son Shikamaru. May be useful to you guys. And don't forget to also like, subscribe, and share our videos with your community groups. If there are criticisms and suggestions, you can submit in the Egagology forum, his link in the description. And word assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Inshallah we meet again in the next videos.